Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blades in the Dark at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Rodrigo. I think you also know me as Aiden, the Benefactor. And I'm going to be your storyteller for tonight as we join Kevin, Kat, Mike, and Simon with their adventures in Duskfall. Don't forget that you can join in the chaos by clicking in the Discord link in the channel info or support us by becoming a subscriber. So let's join them in the city of ghosts and broken dreams in John Harper's Blades in the Dark. Okay, hello everyone. I know we have, besides Simon, I think everyone is new here, isn't it?
Yep. A new batch of
Uh,
chaotics.
yeah, so I think before we begin, I think it would be a really good idea to have everyone else who's new to the stream introduce themselves. I don't know. I don't know if that sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah. Fuck it. Start with Kevin.
okay, cool. Hey,
I'm putting it on
Kevin.
you right away.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm Kevin. I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy to be included, honestly. And yeah, I'm pretty excited.
He also
So
draws really cool art.
yeah, sometimes I do illustrations. Sometimes I don't. Today I'll be playing as Vilcek Morlo, alias Checkers. So hope you guys dig it. And let's go on to the next one.
Yeah, who's next? Who's on second?
You normally say, dude. And by the way,
I'm
thank you guys for telling me that my input source hadn't gone in. I'm now unmuted.
cool. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. Who's on second? I don't have the Zoom call thing open, so.
Okay, I'll go second. So,
All
hi, I'm
right, cool.
Mike. Tonight I'll be playing Callus Slate. He's we'll introduce properly once we're in play, but I'm looking forward to this opportunity to be a player for once, as I've suffered the Forever GM curse long enough, and I'm eager to break the back of that and move back on the other side of the screen.
Yep. And lastly, Kat.
I'm Kat. I'm going to be playing Cass. I haven't played D&D well, we're not playing D&D, are we? But I haven't played any kind of role-playing game in over 6 months now, so I'm really, really happy to be back.
Nice. Okay, so without much further ado, let's get right into the game. Okay, so Duskwall, also known as Duskfall, that's the actual name, or Red Hook, or just the Dusk, has the dubious title of being known as the Dark Jewel of Akros. It's one of the most important cities in the Imperium. As such, a lot of people come here either looking for new opportunities, looking for a new life, or looking just to make some money. Duskwall is many things. It's a city of vice, it's a city of corruption, it's a city where a lot of bad things happen. But above all, Duskwall is a city defined by want. Everybody here wants something, no matter how little or how small. Inevitably, people will run across barriers. They will want things they can have. And when they do, they turn to the shadows. They turn to you. There is a big job that you guys have accepted tonight. But before that, you are all enjoying either together or individually a small respite, a small amount of rest before you invariably put yourselves on the line. What is everyone doing?
You choose as you go around the table, Rodrigo. So just
All
say
right,
one
you
of our
go
names.
first then, Simon.
Okay. So I'm playing Jacob Pride. He looks a lot like me, except he's shorter, more gaunt, kind of a thin figure, ratty, I guess. He is wearing a bowler hat that he usually wears, has cravat, shirt, waistcoat. He hasn't got his overcoat on at the moment, it's slung over the chair. And he's feverishly looking through papers.
Where is he doing that?
Um,
Is he doing that
he's-
in your lair, or is he doing that in some place only
in the
known to
lair.
him?
Yeah. So
lair,
I'm in the abandoned mansion, under the abandoned mansion,
Under the abandoned.
and I'm pouring through reports from people, letters. Not all the letters are addressed to me, and maps, underground tunnel maps as well. And he's just feverishly pouring through them, obsessed.
What is Jacob hoping to find?
He's hoping to load everything into his head for the upcoming score. He knows there's a few going in there, but he doesn't like not having the information. This is a guy who doesn't need caffeine to stay awake. He'll stay up all night just grinding away at this stuff.
All right. How long has he been doing this? Like, how long during this night has he been just staring
He's
at
been
letters
sat there about
nonstop?
5 hours, and his bladder's hurting.
All right. Okay. We're going to cut over to Callus, also known as Slate. What is he doing before the big night tonight? How is he unwinding or winding himself up, as it is the case with Jacob? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Callus, he's anticipating the chaos, so he wants moments of calm to prepare for. So as is his habit, he's on a rooftop somewhere, staked out just a small little patch of slate, which he takes his name from, shrouded himself in his heavy cloak, almost a perfect circle of roof beneath him that he occupies. And he's, as ever, up there before the first snows of the evening start to fall, so that he knows that if he waits it out, he can leave a small circle where the snow won't have settled before he heads out into the night. So it's thanks for sorting out the labeling, Si.
Kate makes it look so easy.
It sure does. She sure does.
Lord. That's confused me. I need to have a look at where I'm sat now. So he's staked out the small circle of roofing tile that when he leaves will bear that mark that he's been there. It's a way for him to trap his internal heat inside his cloak, and keep the snow from settling in one place for a point that makes a mark. Then he's going to head down from there back to the street level. Is
there anyone in particular he's keeping an eye out for, or is he just watching the masses walk to and fro in the city? Is he looking for a particular?
Yeah. He keeps, and probably half his attention is on the ever dark sky above us. Almost religious observation, making sure that no lights appear above. And then if somebody is walking down below, it's just people watching. There's no one particular he's looking for. He just likes to see that normal life continues as much as normal passes.
Here's an important question about if I remember correctly, you called him the truth above all, right? The
Yeah.
call that Callus basically hijacks to do his people watching.
Yeah. That's
do they
not
at
this.
Yeah.
That's not this today. There will be
Yeah.
there will be points where he
Okay.
reaches out to them for his vice.
Right.
But tonight is his time. It's not their time.
Oh,
But
okay.
even now,
All right.
even still,
Never
he
mind
still
then.
always looks for that truth that lies above all, the one beyond the darkened skies.
Cool. We cut away from the high city rooftops over to Cass. What are they doing before the big night?
I have just come out of the casino, and I'm stumbling drunkenly home. I would be dressed quite nicely if I hadn't got a big wine stain down my otherwise white sleeve. And I lost my tie somewhere along the way, but I'm going back to the base. I'm probably about to start annoying Jacob.
Right.
I think if
Okay.
he checks his watch, he'll know because
Yeah.
this happens close to every week.
This is an important question. I think I know the answer, but I still want you to answer it. Is Cass walking out of the casino penniless or penny full?
I didn't do as well as I was hoping.
Okay.
I haven't got any money on me anymore, but I know better than to take it all with me in one night.
Okay. Imagine Cass drunkenly motions either for, this is probably happening in Silkshore, so you probably motion for a gondolier instead of a cabbie, and you're gonna make the long trek back to basically your office, where you're not looking forward to the words that Jacob is gonna have for you, I imagine. And last but not least, I forgot how to pronounce your fucking Kevin, you're
Just call me Checkers. Yeah, Checkers.
Checkers.
Yeah, for sure.
Vilcek,
So-
was it, right?
Yeah, Vilcek.
Vilcek. All right. What
So-
is he doing before the job tonight?
Well, currently, I'm working tirelessly. I'm just working tirelessly, trying to grind some metal and putting it together, and it's not working. I can't really make it work, for God's sakes, and I don't know, and I just scribble down some paper, and it's stressing me out. And I look at a picture, it's my old doggy friend, and I just really want him back. The war took him away, so I'm just trying to find a way to make a body that's worthy of him.
I see.
So-
Is it the type of thing that, is it one of those quote unquote hobbies you have that, like you say, it relaxes you, but when you actually do it, it stresses you out beyond all recognition? Is that type of deal?
That's exactly it. Yeah. So it's I'm just usually drinking like a dark beer alongside my work and everything, but sometimes it just mixes with like paint thinner or something, and it's driving me crazy because I don't know which one I'm drinking at sometimes. So
The
it's
worst thing is
slowly
that-
driving me insane.
I imagine that Vilcek is the type of person that likes his coffee black, but you also need something to keep the oil on. So it's a coin flip on which of the two things is actually his coffee.
Exactly. I keep my oil in my coffee mug, and my coffee mug is usually where the oil is. So
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
All right. I want to say, after you guys have done whatever it is you're doing, you come back to your lair, which is a abandoned mansion in one of the most decrepit and abandoned districts in the city, Six Towers. But their lair itself is not the mansion; it's the cavern, or so to speak, or basement underneath it, right? You guys are getting together because you need to discuss something very important. You need to discuss what's your plan for the night. I'm gonna do a flashback. You guys were contacted by a while ago. I want to say like a week, maybe at least a week ago, by your Patreon. Your patron. What's his name? I forgot. I'm going to look it up again. Rupin. Rupin. This Scarby. I think that was his name, right? Okay. You guys managed to do some business dealings in the past. That's how you got all set up. It was through him, right? It was through him that you managed to get a place to operate. It's how you managed to deal with the people who operate on Charterhall, right? He is basically your fount of jobs and income. And he approached you a while ago, and he told you that he had his first job for you guys. Nothing espionage related, sadly, but you really can't trust something of that high caliber to some upstart spies just yet. However, he got approached by an interesting fellow looking specifically for your services. Someone wants a painting stolen. There is, at the time that he gave you this job, there is a gallery opening up, and a very prolific painter here in Duskwall by the name of Raffaello is going to be unveiling his newest piece. It's gonna be a very high society event. A lot of nobility is gonna be showing up, right? And whoever is hiring you to do this, you guys don't know who it is yet. Rupin is just being a mouthpiece, honestly. They want his newest painting. Whatever it is he's going to unveil it, they want it. And they will pay you pretty handsomely for it. Mechanically speaking, the payment will be around 4 coin, and just for context, 2 coin is like a strong box. Is like 2 or 3 coin is like a strong box worth of money. Yeah. They're offering 4 coin for this painting.
That's insane.
What?
Yeah. You guys accepted the job because fuck, man, 4 coin. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And now sometime later, you're in the lair, you're discussing what approach you're going to take. What are you guys are talking about?
I've gone over these plans. I mean, it's an art gallery, thankfully, so you can wander around there and take as much time as you like, and nobody bats an eyelid. But what I really want to know is, and I don't know if you recall, and I don't. Cass, you're back already.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only.
Have you been here all night? Do you want a drink?
He looks at the
Never
clock, realizes that you weren't gone for an hour that like he thought you were, and takes the drink gratefully and rehydrates. You can see that he's got like black rings under his eyes.
Rehydrates. It's red wine.
It's a relative term. Now, do you recall? Did they ask for it to be stolen before the grand presentation? So basically, the curtains open and it's gone. Did they want the humiliation? I'm meta asking the DM, but obviously I'm asking the players.
Okay, I'm gonna say they didn't specify. The only thing they want is the painting. I'm gonna imagine any humiliation you inflict upon the artist is probably a bonus. But yeah, they want the painting, and obviously unscathed. Right.
So I think simply we aim to take the painting. Do we complicate it and replace the painting?
It has a certain elegance to it, doesn't it?
that means it would not be missed until the grand unveiling.
You
Why
mean
is this more time?
replacing? You mean replacing as in making another painting or just the frame?
I guess it doesn't have to have paint on the canvas. We could just put a blank canvas there.
And then just package it or something so that it can't be opened until the very end. I like it.
Okay. How do you guys think of approaching this, though? Are you gonna walk in with the guests and do it during the unveiling, or are you gonna break into the gallery way before the unveiling? What are you guys thinking about?
Strikes me it should be fairly easy to get in with all the new staff they'll be hiring.
By the way, I'm gonna go a little bit meta here. If you're unsure about anything, you can do something called a gather information roll. It works like any other type of roll. You choose which action you do, and you describe how you're using that action to get information, and you just make a normal roll. But there won't be any like hard consequences. It will just determine how many details I get to tell you.
I've got
Am I right? Am I right to ask? Sorry,
Go on, Mike.
am I right to ask? We are picking also one of the planning options, and there are 6 of those.
Yeah, like that's why I was asking, because if you had said that you were going to walk in with the crowds, I was gonna go, okay, so that sounds like a social plan, right? So yeah, but if you guys have any doubts, if you're not sure about something, if you want to have a little bit more detail before you choose a plan, you can just go ahead and gather information. I don't mind answering any questions you guys have.
I would like to study what they are doing to. There's a big unveiling, big party.
Yeah.
This is the biggest artist. I mean, it's 4 coins worth of painting here. They're going to be sprucing up
Box, yeah.
the. They're going to be sprucing up the art studio, the gallery. That's the word, gallery.
So you want to know more about your mark?
I want to know more about the any contractors that are going in the building, carpenters, decorators, people just going in and polishing. I'm looking for anything that means that unknown faces are going to be walking in there.
Okay. How are you gonna find that out? Why are you gonna do the roll? Because I'm gonna require a roll for that.
I was going to mostly just do my research based on it all. So where I would be spending a lot of time around the art gallery, when certain contractors would be buzzing around, I would kind of then go to that contractor's place of business, and I would ask for a job to be done in the same place, and then strike up a conversation as part of that. And
Okay, so your sounds to me you're consorting.
yeah,
right.
Either consorting, studying, either way. Yeah, consorting sounds good actually. So let's do
Yeah,
that.
go ahead and do that roll.
Okay.
The result will determine how many details I get to tell you.
Cool. Controlled position, yeah.
Just ignore position and effect for now. Just a straight roll. Just put whatever.
Okay, cool. Effect is standard. No bonus dice. And that.
Okay, first roll of the night, and it's a 3.
It's bad.
It's bad. Okay, so you strike up conversation, and I want to imagine that you, this man, whoever it is you're talking to, I like the idea to think that you're just rapid fire asking questions, and you're not giving him any time
watching who's going in, basically getting a good lay of the land. I've snuck in a little bit now and again, getting close, so I can actually see the lay of what's happening and gathering information that way. Could I maybe get a roll on that?
Yeah. Sounds like you're surveying. Like you're surveying
Yep.
the building. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll.
So to do that, because this is the first time I've actually made a
Yeah.
roll for Blades in the Dark.
Yeah, on roll 20. Yeah, sorry, you weren't in here. Okay, so on roll 20, I just click on your character sheet and
Yep.
then click on survey. It's gonna ask
Okay.
you for position and effect. Don't just click whatever because we're not doing that right now. No bonus
Okay,
die, and then
so-
just roll. Hey, that's better. Okay. 5. Okay. There is a very you start surveying the gallery and it's by the way, this I did forget to say this. This is in Brightstone, so it's in the richer areas, right? Very classical architecture, very when you think museum or gallery is like the stereotypical architecture, you're thinking about that, right? At least from the outside, you don't know anything about the inside, right? However, you notice some interesting things when looking at the people walking in and out. You start seeing people who not just people but like flags as well of Iruvia. And as far as you know, like a lot of people wearing the Iruvian colors or like that you can tell are from the Iruvian consulate are working on this thing. And as far as you know, Raffaello is a Duskwall local. So there is maybe it's either higher class than you thought, or there's a little something going on. Right? Maybe some international shenanigans happening. All right. Is that all the information you guys want, or do you have any more questions, or you want to see how are you going to approach this?
I'd like to read up on the artist. Who is he?
All right. I'm not gonna require a roll for that. I think this is pretty easy. The guy has a fucking autobiography already written. So his name, he only goes by Raffaello, right? No last name, right? It's like one of those like one name type deals. Painter. He describes himself as a visionary. That type of person. From his art style, you can gather he's going for a lot of like impressionism, very like washed out colors, very like dream like a lot of landscapes that seem to be a little dream-like, so to speak. A detail that really catches your eye is you notice he has a tendency to really like painting vistas of before the calamity, right? So there's a sun, the sea is blue, those like those details, right? Which is, it's not that weird, right? Like people nowadays tend to romanticize the era before the calamity to a certain degree, right? But it's still a detail that catches your eye, right? Particularly when you combine it that he describes himself as a quote-unquote visionary.
It certainly
Is he
caught
going to
my
be
attention.
there on the day?
Sorry, Kat, could you please repeat that?
Is he going to be there on the day?
Absolutely. Anything else?
I was going to say, it would certainly catch Slate's attention. Anything of his that has like a night sky starscape, that would be something that I'd have paid a lot of attention to. Has he done anything like that?
A few. There's not many of his paintings that feature a night sky, but there are a few, and you can tend to notice that the night sky doesn't tend to be a focus. Like when they appear, it's not the focus. It's like It's usually something you see like outside a window in the corner in the background of one of those paintings. You know, that type of deal, right? Unlike some of his other paintings where when it's daylight, you can see the entire sky. You know, you can see the sun. It again, there's small details like that that you're catching on. All right. Anything else, or are you guys feel confident or at least ready yet to tackle this on? Yep.
I do have a question.
Shoot.
Should we discuss it like it's in like role play right now and try to discuss what plan suits best, maybe,
Up to you.
you know? And
Yeah.
that way we kind of meta and you can let me know which options we have because I really don't know.
Okay, so
Uh,
on our character sheets, we've got a list. So if you go to the main character sheet section, sort of the central column, planning and load, and then there are 6 options: assault, occult, deception, social, stealth, or transport. And they describe the 6 basic mechanical methods that we use for jobs like this. And you were suggesting
Yeah.
social, maybe deception, maybe stealth could be alternatives. And we basically
Yeah.
we don't need to go into much more detail than pick
Yeah.
one of those.
Pick one of those, supply me the detail, and then we're gonna jump right into the score.
So,
Okay.
what do people
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, should we talk about it?
Yeah. So, what do people think? I know that it's there's a certain thrill in being amongst the marks, just to wander in and play it by ear. But unless we have some way of knowing how to get through the place to make sure that we can be where we need to be, distract who we need to distract, I feel it would be a risky endeavour. Whereas the night before, or a few hours before, where all we have is just a small smattering of cleaners, all it takes is a somewhat dominant character to be able to cow them while we do what we need to do. What do you think?
Well, Mr. Pride, I certainly would say my skills in this endeavor would not be necessary or I could create a diversion and you can then use while you sneak in within the marks as you so well put.
I wouldn't play your role down just yet. They did ask for the painting, did they not? And not necessarily the frame. A number of art heists in the past have managed to roll up a good canvas to keep it safe, and then put it in a walking stick, anything up to and including a beam of the building so they can go back later and retrieve it by other means. No, sir, I think we're going to need you for this one. Not least to say, if we're going to pull the old switcheroo, we're going to need you to give us the route to switch.
Let me go ahead and get right on that. Masterfully thought, Mr. Pride. I will get right on that.
You notice that Jacob's mood improves with Mr. Pride.
I think that's just the wine talking.
Probably.
Do you guys characters have anything to add? Are they okay with the plan suggested by one Jacob Pride, or is there anything else you
I didn't
want
suggest
to
a plan, I
change?
just suggested factors of a plan. Cass,
Yeah.
how confident are you schmoozing?
Oh, I can schmooze. I'm just a bit hesitant because you know how I love a party. If I had my way, we would go in there, we would have a party. We might get the painting, we might not.
With a coin from this, you'll be able to party for some time. I should imagine it'll take a while, even for the
Same.
the worst card shark to party with your share.
And there's nothing stopping you going to the party anyway.
You can watch your work from afar.
Could be beneficial if humiliation is not an aspect of it, we could go to the party to gather information and then steal the painting afterwards.
We could, but it means that time will be of the essence. I'm not saying no. I do like the thrill of problem solving on the fly.
Just a pointer real quick. I cannot go to any party. I don't know if you've noticed, and I point towards my left eye. I have like a scar over here that covers my eye, and I'm kind of hard to look at the moment. But I go ahead and describe. Well, people in the very good social standing do not take kindly to me. Apparently, I do not have the manners. Yet,
not required.
I would like to point out that if Mr. Pride and Misk Alkai, or
Stay them.
Yeah. I'm just wondering the honorific pronoun.
Yeah, that works fine.
Okay. Misk is okay? All right. Misk Alkai, if you go into the party, and I can probably check with the workers around, and probably steal the painting as it's being transported out of the place after it's been presented, maybe.
So
it certainly puts less of a danger of people finding out that people stole it in the party.
Sir, that went completely past me. It wasn't a requirement for us to steal it before the show. It was a requirement to steal it outright. We just wait until everybody's a bit schnockered and steal it under their noses. I'm sure that we can arrange that, can't we, Cass? And don't worry at all about what I'm sure would be harsh social judgment against you, sir. You help us out with the gear, and you run things behind the scenes, and we'll make sure that you have the bandwidth to do what you need to do. Not only that, but please set fire to a nearby building if we do get in trouble.
Like the sound of
Not
that,
the one
Mr.
I'm
Pride.
standing on. Just not the one I'm standing on.
So, the way I'm understanding it, you guys are going for a social plan, and basically are waiting on the long game until everyone is completely knackered and drunk off their asses to steal the painting, right? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I think we're going to need an asset, and the asset is moonshine, poachine, paint thinner.
And
Okay,
Mickey
we've got
Flynn.
it already.
Rubbing alcohol.
We need a Mickey Finn, something that we can spike all the food and drink with.
Yep.
Okay. If
But at
it's
this point, we seem to be planning more than we need.
that is true.
Yeah,
That is true. I was going to ask, if it is a social plan, then I just need one detail before we begin, and that is, what is your social connection? Who is bringing you along with them? Who is providing you the invitation?
I know a
Cass?
guy down the casino. We shoot some dice occasionally. He'll get us in.
All right, cool. Okay, so who's feeling lucky? Because now we're gonna do the engagement roll. This is gonna determine how good how shit of a position you guys are as soon as the score begins. So I want to say quickly, like, we cut away, your characters continue bickering, talking about ifs, buts, what and whens, right? Poring over maps, poring over information. And then we're gonna cut to the night of the unveiling. Who's feeling lucky? Because I want someone to roll me 3d6.
Go on. Who's going to do it?
I got that for you.
Sorry?
Yeah. I got that for you.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Mike.
Oh, 6. Nice. Okay. All right. So it's the night of the unveiling. There's a lot of you're walking in through the main gates of the gallery. Um, you walk in with what's the name of your friend, Cass, that is bringing you along for this? That you asked for the favor. Who are they?
Jackie. He is he calls himself an art dealer. Really, he's a fence, but
Right.
only some of the people in the art world suspect.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he just walks in, hands in his invitation that he obviously got. All right. When the guards look at all, who's walking in with you? Is everyone attending the party, or is someone just staying out of it?
I'm attending with Cass.
Okay, so Cass,
I'm
Jacob.
staying out.
Okay,
I'm split on this one. I'm thinking I'm going to be inside. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll come in as well.
okay.
Yeah.
And I want to say, yeah. So like the guards look to all three of you, look heads a hesitant look, and your friend's like, oh, don't worry, they're with me. They just go, all right, fine. Stamps his invitation. You guys all walk in with him. And for once, I want to say that you are. Um, I want to say that your friend Cass is one of those people who like to be fashionably late. All right. And for once, that actually works in your advantage. Because by the time you get in, the alcohol has already flowed. Um, people are already getting kind of tipsy. Um, they're already giggling in some aspects. Some members of the nobility are already just running off, trying to find some closet or whatever the fuck. Um, and Raffaello, despite wanting this to be his big night, is completely by himself. Right? The painting has not been unveiled yet, but Raffaello is completely alone. What do you guys want to do?
From Cass's research, does it indicate Raffaello's amorous inclinations?
Sorry?
Does Raffaello like male, female, any other gender?
You don't know. You don't know, but one thing I'm gonna give you for free because you can just tell from him. Asking about any of his paintings, and he will word vomit on you. So, the foyer is open. There's a lot of paintings, a lot of people mingling. Right? Raphael is completely by himself. The painting is still under wraps. The time for the big unveiling has not yet arrived.
I hook my arm through Jacob's and I lead him over to the painting, which has not yet been unveiled, and say, I'm so excited. I'm such a huge fan of his. Hopefully within Raphaela's hearing.
I know. I can't wait just to see the energy just spring out of the canvas. I must admit, I'm all of a flutter.
It really is very exciting. There's really no other artist in the city who does anything quite like this.
Oh, no. Raffaello has that quintessential element that allows him to completely cast away the grey pall of the city and allow that inner colour to come out. That's why he's so successful.
I'm gonna need a roll for this to see if your honeyed words work. So, who is gonna roll for this?
I will roll for this as soon as I figure out the interface.
Okay, so Kat, you're gonna be rolling for it. I'm gonna say because you grabbing Jacob with you and you were helping along. You, uh, I want to say Jacob has been assisting you with this. So we're gonna act as if he took the assist action and the teamwork thing. So Jacob take 1 stress, but Cass, you're gonna get an extra die for your roll, right? So yeah, just go and roll 20. Click on what you're doing. Are you trying to sway his opinion, or are you trying to be chummy with him?
We're fishing up.
I'm trying to be chummy with him. So
Okay,
I'll consort.
sounds Control position, standard effect, standard effect, and you get an extra die thanks to Jacob's schmoozing. All right, 5. Okay, so you do it, but there is a consequence. Okay, I have an idea. So you successfully managed to distract him, right? Which is what I imagined you were trying to do, right? And he goes, "Oh yes," and just starts info dumping, all right? However, there is a consequence, and the consequence is I'm going to advance a clock that it is currently secret. So,
Is this a good clock or a bad clock?
wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, it's a secret clock, so I don't need to use any of my graphics yet. That's
No.
fine.
All right. Okay, it's filled in 1 out of 4. That's the only thing I say, and it's completely secret. So yeah,
I mean,
you managed to.
while they're doing that, I'm just circling the rest of the gallery, finding some of the extra halls that have other paintings in. Maybe some of Raffaello's. Are any of his paintings here?
Yes, like this whole thing is dedicated to him. So that, like, there's all of like the foyer right now, not just the entire gallery. The foyer is just dedicated to his artwork, and the middle of it is the painting that has yet to be unveiled. The title of which, by the way, I forgot to mention that. Give me a moment, I wrote it down somewhere. The title of his painting was, God, where did I write it down? Right, The Smoke Before the Firestorm. That's the name of the painting he's going to be unveiling tonight.
How
So yeah.
large is the painting? From the view that we've got, how large is the painting?
Oh, I didn't.
I mean,
think of
is this something we're going to be able to
that.
smuggle out in a pocket, or is this something we're going to need to like roll up and pretend it's a walking
I want to
stick?
say, oh God, I'm terrible with measurements.
I mean, you use just like that fan heater behind you, for instance, the air conditioner behind you. Is it
Yeah,
taller
fan.
than that? Yeah.
I want to say it's probably taller than that. Yes.
Taller than that.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe we national treasure it. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll it up, yeah.
That's why I
Yeah,
mentioned
basically,
that we're going to need the tech boy, because it's like, we need something to put
carry
this
thing
in.
out Yeah,
Yeah.
Shrink
we've
beam.
scouted the place out, and that was my survey role earlier.
Yeah.
To get a gist of what the size of the plate thing would be and what the layout of the building is. So we've got exit points. We know escape routes. That's all been researched, kind of thing. What I'm looking for here now, though, is looking around the other areas of the hall. How is the concentration of the people now that we're actually here? Those escape routes that I previously planned, which ones are still available to us? Which ones are now closed off because of the way the crowd's distributed?
I'm not gonna make you roll for this. I'm gonna say you managed to survey like 3 exit points without going into detail. I think there's probably just 1 or 2 available
Okay.
at this moment in time.
So I
Right.
arranged with the rest of the team that I'd leave a chalk mark over the one that we would end up using, and I do that so that they've got a visual cue.
Okay.
Yeah, charcoal, because then it's more visible at a distance, maybe. So there's not a cross, but just a stripe of like coal black charcoal, our calling sign as such, marking which doorway we'll be going through.
Now, I'm gonna require a roll for that because marking things in charcoal in a very high-end museum with a bunch of like noble dilettantes and the like around sounds kind of risky.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What
You're gonna need
action are you?
prowl or again survey, because I've pulled this all together in my head. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. And I know the
Alright.
parts that people are going to see and not see.
I'll allow any survey. I'll allow
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna say your position is currently risky with
Okay.
standard effect.
Okay. So risky position, standard effect, no bonus dice. Submit a
Yeah.
6.
Ooh, 6. Yeah, sure, no problem. People are too busy either looking at the paintings, looking at the wine, or yeah, only those two things. So it's very easy for you to uh just
Yeah.
very
I
subtly
pick
just make a
I pick the
trail or
moment. Yeah. I pick
go
the
ahead.
moment and leave that charcoal mark that's going to become something of a trademark comment from our party.
Yeah. Vilcek, what are you doing while this is going on inside? What are you doing outside?
Well, um, I want to go ahead and see if there's like a service entrance. You know,
Yeah.
where is the wine and catering coming in and out? I want to know.
I want to say it's off to the side on the eastern side of the building. I like to imagine that this building, despite pretty big, is kind of on the edge of the river, right? So there is no back entrance, right? Um, that you know of, anyways. And so yeah, I want to imagine that have all the servants coming in from um from a spot over to the east, far away from where the main foyer, the main event is currently happening.
Okay, so what I want to do um, is um, I I suppose that we have our patron. I'm sorry, our allies provide us with a blueprint and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know if
I'd
that's
say yeah, I'm just gonna they managed to you managed to get some blueprints off of them, uh with the only caveat that it's a quid pro quo type deal. They're gonna expect a favor in turn.
we'll deal with that when
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah for sure. So yeah, sure, I'll quit pro quo. Um, so I want to wherever Callus marked down. I suppose that we talked about it beforehand and everything. Um, I want to go ahead and starting from that point, I want to go the opposite way into uh, whatever buildings go the opposite from that place. So if you have uh, if you have the building and it's marked down to the south, and I'm going to the north,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And I want to start planting my bombs just
I
to whatever building it's the opposite to the exit.
uh okay, listen. Look, man, you can't just plant bombs and feel like and get away with it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
yeah,
you to
yeah,
do a roll. I'm gonna need
yeah,
you to do
yeah,
a roll. What are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah. So before uh, planting the bombs, I would say let's you know
You're muted. You muted yourself.
sorry. So just so you know what I'm doing, what I want to achieve.
Hmm.
So this is pretty much just the diversion that we're gonna need later on, right? So
I'll allow
I,
this as a flashback. I allow you to do
yeah,
this as a flashback. Okay. Um. So yeah, I say pay. Take 2 stress and then do your roll.
all right, cool.
Um, just to add a little flavor to that. So we've got bombs then in all the 3 possible locations because you didn't know in a flashback which one we would end up using. So
For
you're
sure.
gonna only set off the ones that we now have decided, but the other 2 locations have got bombs as well.
Just for a
All
rainy
right, yeah,
day.
yeah. And when I mean bombs, I don't mean like destroy the whole building bombs. I just mean like start small fire so people start getting worried. kind of
Just start small in general. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Small
okay.
in general.
yeah.
Small
for sure.
explosion, small
Rodrigo,
demolition.
I would like to come in and be my best spider at this point.
Oh, boy.
As suddenly we swipe back to a flashback.
Yeah,
Now,
go nuts.
listen, my fine fellow. Placement of bombs around this area is going to be quintessential to this plan. We need to make sure that we get this mark. This will set us up for many, many jobs to come. You and I are going for a little walk. We're going to be going for a walk around those places prior to this, and I'm going to use my special ability, Foresight. And Foresight says 2 times per score I can assist a teammate without paying stress. Tell us how you prepared for this. I just did. You are now assisted.
So yeah, Kevin, you get an extra die on your roll because of
Awesome.
Jacob's big brain.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
So I do want to set up the perimeter with bombs.
Yeah.
Yep. So what do I?
Do tell me what action you're rolling.
You're
You're
muted
muted again.
I think you keep hitting a button.
Yeah.
You choose. You choose what action you want to do. What do you think Vilcek is doing when planting? You muted yourself again.
That's so weird. I keep holding. I keep holding space and the space bar. I don't know. Anyways, so I would say wreck, but I don't know if I'm wrecking anything at the moment. So that's why I was hesitating.
But you're going to wreck, is the point. You're
Okay.
setting up a wreck, aren't you? So
I am. That's true.
I'll allow it.
So
I'll allow wreck for
wrecking.
that.
What's
It's a pre-planned
my
wreck.
position? What's my position?
Risky standard.
Risky.
and does my assist
Alright.
give +1?
Yeah, he gets an extra die. He can still push
Right.
himself for another
Yeah.
die, but
No, I'm okay. So
Alright.
effect, standard, limited, great, extreme, or 0.
Effect. I'm gonna say it's probably a standard effect.
All right, cool. Bonus dice 1, right?
Yep.
Awesome. I'm not gonna look.
2 5s. Okay.
Oh. All right, cool.
Okay. All right. Let me think. You do it, but there's a consequence. I don't know. What do you guys have any good ideas for a consequence for this? Because I have a hard time. I'm having a hard time coming up with this.
But the bombs are in place.
Yeah, bombs are in place. He did it, but there's a consequence.
How about
Like
we...
how?
Is it possible that when he sets them off, we're not going to have as much control over which ones go off?
Yeah. I was about
I'll
to
allow
say,
that. Yeah. Let me make
Yeah.
a note of that.
Yeah. Roll a d3 and see which one blows up.
Oh yeah,
actually-
absolutely.
Just do a normal roll, and if it's odd, then it's not the one we want.
You just have to then set the next one off, or the next one after that, until we get it right.
Yeah.
You're
There
gonna end
comes a
up
moment-
leveling.
There will come a moment where any bomb that I blow up will be the right one. So yeah,
Just level the entire fucking gallery, why don't you?
yeah,
There will come a moment, but that moment is not today.
yeah.
All
You
right.
did
So
say you
that-
wanted complications.
yeah, no, that's true, and I love it. Anyways,
Hey, I would like to imagine that I'm bringing like the wires to the detonator, and I mix them up, and I'm like, wait, which one's which? They're not gonna notice.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Okay, so so that was in the past. What is Vilcek doing now while Jacob and Cass schmooze and Cal is acting shady, for lack of a better word?
Yeah, I am shitting bricks because now it's the moment, and I don't know which cable's which. So
All right, we'll get to you later.
all right.
What? So yeah, to those who are inside the foyer, 2 are currently schmoozing. 1 was marking a chalk trail to denote the exit. But you still haven't stolen the painting. How are you gonna do that?
So
Oh, do we have
again,
to do that?
again, I'm gonna, I'm gonna,
I mean, eventually, hopefully.
again, I'm gonna be looking at telling you this thing in flashback because a lot of this is done in flashback. Now, there's two ways to get this painting if we're going to be doing it after the event. First is make sure that everybody's so schnockered, and then after they are rampaging hedonists in the art gallery, start a few arguments, draw a few eyes. We simply just pull the switch, and off we go. The second is a little more interesting. One of us stays inside the gallery. Everything happens, everyone has a wonderful night. We make sure the person secretes themselves correctly, ensconces themselves, if you will. Everybody leaves. You pick up the painting, and out you go. We'll have to find out which one's going to be the more preferable one there. However, I've been told there's royalty attending, well, nobility, I guess, at least. And I'd like to at least exploit a little bit of my own fun. Coming to the present day, Rodrigo, do I see, you said nobility as part of your original description. What members of nobility do I see?
That you recognize, I mean, eventually gets to a point that like anyone in a fancy dress or in a fancy suit, like tailored suit, is probably is chances are they're nobility. But of a few, I mean, a few faces stand out, particularly to you. You recognize one Lady Penderin, which is odd because Penderin, House Penderin, is part of the city council. Like, these are like big, this is a big fucking name, and she's just waltzing around, checking the sides, talking the talk, all right, during this gallery opening. I think you recognize a few magistrates. But you can't pin their, you don't recognize, like you see their face, but you know that their attire, I think they probably have a pin or something along those lines.
Yeah.
That says this is a member of the court, like of the Duskwall court, right? So yeah, some it's mostly generic dilettantes, but there's one or few that are like big hitters.
Okay, that's great. Lady Penderin, unless any of her rivals are here or she's got a particular need to make herself look good, is not the one you want to go for. She's not hungry enough. The magistrates, however, are all trying to climb over each other to become king of the hill. They are the perfect mark for Jacob. What I would like is to target one of those, and once I use my background of being formerly of a servant family in a noble house, I want to start to whip up jealousy and get them to out-party each other. So going up to one of them and going, "Sir, I don't know if you know me, but I work with your household, and well, I wouldn't dare to ask for any favour from this, you understand, but that magistrate over there, Magistrate Lennox, he's currently taking a lot of this shine that's quite deservedly yours, and I was wondering if we could maybe have your permission, sir, to outmatch him, and bring the party to you, as it were. I'm sure that you'll be able to pull a much more, class-specific crowd, after all."
Sounds like you need to roll, my friend, because this sounds risky as all fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm getting the magistrates to do to out-party each other, and to start bigging each other up and start being the center of attention. Why should I be the center of attention when I can get some knob to do it?
Let's
do this. Let's
imagine you're swaying. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but
Yeah, let's have a go with Sway.
risky, standard. You can push yourself to get an extra die.
I may have to because I only have one dice.
Oh wait, what could be a good devil's bargain here? A good devil's. I like the idea of a devil's bargain here, but I'm having a hard time thinking. Do you guys have any suggestions? What is a way we can screw Jacob over?
I get
Bad.
recognized.
One of the families, one of the families that he's worked for recognize him.
They
Devil's
recognize
bargain.
that I'm that kid. I'm they remember my mother.
Okay, all right.
That
so
would translate. That would translate to heat, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I'd get heat for it. Yeah.
yeah. I want to say yeah. They recognize you. You're gonna get an extra heat, but in exchange you get an extra die. How does that sound?
Sounds good. So
right,
risky,
take it.
Standard,
Standard, yeah.
bonus die, and let's go. Ooh, I feel bad. I feel bad. Sorry, everyone.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you start doing your talk. You start the pre-planned words start coming out of your mouth, and you're met with a glare. And before you can just continue to salvage this, you hear one of them say, "You." And with that, I'm actually going to take another part of that mystery clock.
Rodrigo, I'd like to know: is there some sort of role I've got to do for my anger?
No, there's no role for that. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just saying. Let me see. It was a risky. Things go badly. You suffer harm. A complication occurs. Okay, so yeah. They look at you. They glare at you, and they go, "You." All right. They clear their throat. They compose themselves. One of them compose themselves. And you can see they're heading towards one of the security. I'm going to start a new clock, and this one's going to be public.
Okay. I'm assuming
It's a bad one.
Bad clock. Okay.
It
Okay.
It's a bad one.
How
in
many
roll
segments?
20, it's 4.
And it's ticked by 1, yeah?
Yeah. I'm just pinging it on the roll 20 so everyone can see it.
Sure. And it's up on the graphics as well.
Give me a moment. I forgot how to do this. Choose side. There we go. There we go. And this is I'm gonna label it right now, but this clock represents you guys getting the security called on you, because this magistrate you tried to set against someone else recognized you, and they're now talking to one of the guards to be like, yeah, I don't know how he got in here, but I want him out.
Can I intercept them before they get to the guards?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me, sir. I'm so sorry. Listen, I know this is awfully. I'm just such a big fan of your work.
To the magistrate?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm training to be a barrister myself, and I know that it's nothing like any of what you do. But I'm so sorry. I'm sounding awfully. I was just wondering whether you had any career advice for somebody aspiring to do what you do.
Okay.
Rodrigo, as Cass is doing this, I'm going to attempt to slip away. So if Cass succeeds, they'll look back and go, oh, never mind, he's gone anyway.
All right. Okay. We'll get to that in a bit. Cal, what are you doing? We'll leave you in a bit of suspense.
Sorry?
No, Cal. Sorry, not Cass. Cal. Slate. My bad. What are you doing?
What am I doing? Sorry, I missed that. Sorry. So what am I doing? So while this has been going on, I've been trying to identify the Eruvians. Now, remind me, was it they were employees or they were Eruvian national dignitaries?
Actually, yeah, you managed to during survey, you managed to see that there were like employees of the Peruvian consulate, like helping set up some things, and you can tell now there is actually just not one. They're like the third most common people in Blissful, but mm, hmm, do me a roll. Do me a roll to see if you recognize her.
What do you need me to roll? Survey again?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay, let's give that a go.
I just want a random roll to see if you recognize her or not. This is not gonna have any consequences.
No.
You see some Eruvian people. Some of them look fancier than the others. Not that you can tell, Eruvia is already like fancy in general. All right.
My impression is that it's not a hidden thing. It's not like they've been trying to stealth the way
no.
into the staff.
No,
or anything. They're deliberately showing that they are part of the setup.
Yeah.
And my other interest then is, and they weren't just setting up; they are now a major influence here in the
Yes.
actual event.
That is correct.
Then I will be watching their involvement, and if absolutely needed, I'll try and flare something up amongst them to create a distraction. If when Cat does their thing, that doesn't help, then I'm going to come in with that as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to step away from camera for 1 second.
Sure.
Cool. All right. I want to quickly solve this then between the fuck up that Jacob has created. So yeah, Cass, you go and you do your like impassioned plea, and one of the magisters go, "I'm sorry, do I know you?"
Oh, no, I don't think so. I've only just come to town, but I've been training back in the Dagger Isles.
Okay. I see. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm currently very busy, and she's trying to do the thing with like, get out of my way. I need to talk to that guy right now. All right. So I'm so sorry, but I'm currently very busy at the moment. Can we continue? I don't mind continuing this conversation some other time. What you doing?
I'm not stopping talking. I'm saying, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
Are you swaying?
No, of course. Yes, I would like to sway.
I want to say this is going to be. I want to say this is risky, but maybe limited effect. I don't know. Let's keep it standard effect. Risky standard. Yo, a 6. Cool. All right. So she goes. She sighs. Want to talk over this over a drink, perhaps?
So much. Listen, I don't want to steal any more of your time than you're willing to give. Obviously, I don't mean to intrude. I'm so sorry.
Jacob, you have free fucking reign.
Like a rabbit.
Like a rabbit. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna say that for the next quite a bit, Cass is going to be engaged with this Magister to get to, like, I know there was no consequence, but, like, I want to say naturally, you're gonna have to spend some time with it. Alright. Okay, Vilcek, anything you're doing, or are you just waiting there with the, finger over the trigger?
Also, I know this is not a roll, but I'm trying to remember if we talked about any signal, or is it when I feel like it, or I really don't remember if we talked about any
I'm
of the
gonna
sort.
say there was a signal. I'm not gonna have impose a flashback cost on this, but there was a signal. I want to say.
We
was
have
a
an
signal.
MO that we've already established, so yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
cool, cool.
All
That's
right.
it. Then I'm just waiting. Yeah.
Okay. How are you gonna? So yeah, Jacob, Cal, both of you are free to do whatever you want. Well, relatively speaking.
I've got a
Painting
question.
is still.
I've got a question for Mike. Would you have the super strong alcohol hooch that we're going to be putting in all the punch to slip it in, or should I? Because you're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah.
You're muted on Zoom
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I muted you when whenever there's like family stuff in the background. I tend to mute
Yeah.
the Zoom.
okay. Thank you. I know and I appreciate that. Hopefully, we will be clear on the airways for that. So, we've already been told by Rodrigo that effect is that's already happening. That the crowds are well inebriated. Now, if we want to push that higher, then I say that we've already slipped that in, and that it's taking effect. So, if we want to push it
Yeah.
higher, I think it's something we've already put into the foods and the drinks. As maybe as part of those really good survey rolls that I made. But if you want a new roll, I understand.
I
Just-
say that you're
I think
going to
this might
have.
be risky.
This is a flashback. I'm gonna say this is gonna incur 3 stress because it's sneaking into the gallery and then like jacking up the drinks. I think it's like yeah, that's a bit complicated. So yeah, I'm gonna require a roll. It's gonna incur 3 stress. Kevin, what do you want?
Can I help with that? Because I was thinking maybe I could devise some sort of like, I don't know, like chute or like shaft that goes
Like a
down.
pump?
Ooh.
Yeah, like
Right.
a pump that they can use and like hide within their coats.
Sure. I say yeah, take 1 stress, and
Alright.
Mike is gonna get an extra die on the roll. Mike, you're still taking 3 stress just for the cost of the flashback,
Okay.
all right? And yeah, go ahead. That's going to be risky as all hell. Standard effect.
Yeah. Okay. If I want to spend some of my equipment, can I use that to get a bonus die?
Uh,
Because that's a piece of equipment that I'm being given to make it easier.
I want to say sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm still relying on survey for this. This is all part of the lay of the land, getting the layout, searching things out. You're saying it's risky.
It's risky. Yeah.
Effect,
Standard.
bonus die 1.
Oh, wait. Was it?
No, it's two bonus die
2.
because Kevin, Vilcek is helping you out, and you're using a piece of equipment. That's-
Okay. So yeah, got a
Would you
6
look
on
at
that.
that?
So can I do I mark off a piece of equipment for that?
Yeah, mark off a piece of equipment. I forgot to go overload, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Everybody-
so yeah, I mean a normal load would have been fine, I think, for this.
I always forget about a load. But yeah,
Everybody got critically fucked up.
Yeah. Describe, Mike. What are the effects? What are we seeing now because of the actions of your
Okay.
flashback?
So maybe I need to bounce this a little bit off of Kev as well, but I mean it's slightly hallucinogenic.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, you
the whole-
told
the
me
whole
to.
point being
Yeah.
that Yeah, go on, sorry.
You told me to put alcohol, and I just mistook the
You read the
liquid.
labels wrong.
Yeah, I got the labels wrong, and
Wrong wires, wrong labels. What does it matter really? Wrong is the bottom one.
people are getting poisoned
Fuck.
right now,
Wow.
and they're just they're having hallucinations because their brains can't cope right now with this
So-
being.
Did any of
it's
you
a-
drink?
I
We
drunk
knew
as
this.
well.
We knew this going
I
in.
tried
We knew
it.
this going in.
Okay,
So
Yeah.
okay.
our choice.
Yeah, I it's what I've been drinking all night, so that's why I got the wires wrong.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
wires
we,
keep moving.
We knew going in that this was in the mix.
Yeah.
So those of us that wanted the trip partook of the trip.
Yeah,
Those of us that did not brought our own flask.
yeah. The paintings get like very alive at this moment to everybody who drunk something. they look like that Starry Night movie, you know, the Vincent Van Gogh movie where everything's painted.
Holy
This should make it. this should make it easier for us when we actually want to lift the painting, because nobody's gonna know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Some people are talking about seeing colors they haven't seen before. Some people are talking about how
I
this.
can feel the colors.
Okay, so I'm a conscientious pusher, and I'm rounding up anybody that's having a mellow and putting them in a safe corner so that they're not a threat to themselves. And those that are a little bit too distracted, I'm trying to do a little bit of herding as I'm watching the effects of Checker's concoction.
Oh man.
Oh my god, Christ, okay. So, yeah. Give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, some people are already in space. Some people have already the fucking Lisa Frank 420 Vaporwave song playing in their heads. So yeah, so by this point, a lot of people are not looking at the paintings. Like, I think some people, some that have not part imbibed of the drink, are probably kind of worried because like some of this what's going on. Yeah, the floor is yours. I think you have a good time. Even if no one was looking at the painting, I think people have forgot about the unveiling by this point. And even if they haven't, and there were some normal people keeping a lookout, some guards keeping a lookout, I think the nobility being high of their fucking asses is good of enough
Distracting
as a distraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
What's the
small
artist
detail.
doing?
Small detail. I would like to think that some of the patrons are looking at a bare piece of wall, going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it, darling. I get it. I get it. The colors, just the colors." Sorry, Cat.
I can totally see why he was going with it.
I
can
call it
feel it.
bold and brash. More like it belongs in the trash.
Mm.
Cat had a
Derivative.
question that I
Derivative. Yeah. All
That
right.
can be the
Just
name of the
gonna say-
concoction.
How is the artist doing through all of this?
I think he probably has taken a little bit of blow to his ego. He wanted, this was the night, his new masterpiece, and people are fucking talking about like color, like staring at the wall. He's trying to put on a pretty face. He's not taking it well.
he's been upstaged by a
can we-
watermelon. It's terrible, you know. It's, yeah.
All right.
Can we get one of our smooth talkers to convince him that he should delay, and then we move the painting away so that he can do an unveiling at a later night when people aren't as wasted.
Hey.
I'm up for that. Do you want
Alright.
to take this, Cass, or should I?
You go for it. I think I'm still stuck.
Yeah, they're currently stalling because of your fuck ups. So.
In that case, I walk up to Raffaello and I go, Raffaello, Maestro, I cannot apologize enough. I cannot apologize enough. They have turned this great unveiling into a farce, an absolute
Simon.
farce.
Before you can finish your sentence, you'll all hear a loud bang. And
All eyes on Kev.
silence falls onto the room. And before you know it, all of you are hearing the bell from the Bellwether crematorium. Someone has died tonight.
Oh.
And with that, we're gonna take a 10-minute break.
Oh,
Perfect. Fantastic. We will see you guys after the break.
Awesome.
Welcome back, everyone.
We're taking a short rest.
When we left off, this museum heist got interrupted, for lack of a better word, by a corpse. I'm gonna just a little bit of a retcon here, because I thought of a better way how to introduce this. I want to say someone eventually walked into the gallery, and they were bloodied up. All right, they fell to the floor, and before too long, the bell started ringing. I'm going to change this. So those on Roll20, I'm gonna change this clock from the security gets called on you to the authorities arrive because you're all in Brightstone, the most heavily patrolled area in the entire city. So,
Is that clock still at
oh no, it's gonna go up to 3 of 4.
3 or 4? Okay. Let's go.
So yeah, so now those who are not high off their asses are probably panicking. Cass, you see that as soon as this development happens, the magistrate you were talking to immediately runs off. Immediately runs off, probably looking for security. You still haven't stolen the painting. What now?
I'm right next to Raffaello when this happened. When the explosion goes off and the guy comes in all bloodied, I'm gonna put my
By the way, I'm reckoning the bang that didn't happen.
okay, no bang. Okay, just the guy coming in. I put my arm around Raffaello's shoulder and I go, Maestro, it's too dangerous for you here. Let's take your work. Let's take your work to the back. And I'm going to basically rugby scrum him up to his own painting, pick it up, place it in his hands, and start moving him to the back. If there's any security there, I'm gonna bull my way through, going, "Don't you know who this is?" And I'm just going to keep going.
The artist stole his own painting.
Nice.
I like where this is going.
Okay, I'm gonna require some sort of roll because
Oh yeah.
he is not going to let himself.
I'm using his ego, calling him Maestro, stuff like that. I'm gonna play for consort if I can.
I'm gonna say.
Maybe point out that he doesn't want his painting entered into evidence.
That could work.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're doing, I'm gonna make this a desperate position because shit's popping off. And I'm probably gonna make it limited effect because it's his same ego that makes it so he doesn't want to leave the side of his painting. So you're in a bad spot.
Well,
and
he's
if you
taking the painting with him, but yeah, sure.
Right.
I'll go
Okay,
for a desperate.
all right.
I'll go for a desperate. Sure.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna make it standard effect, but the desperate still stays.
Yeah.
The good thing about rolling desperate, you gain XP from that.
Yeah.
So before you roll, mark XP. I think it's wherever you like. I'm gonna check that later. Right.
I've just
So,
put
like,
it on
on those-
playbook advancements, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
And
Oh, you mark XP in the
Zero.
actions attribute, so I'm using sway, so I'm going to put XP into sway.
to resolve. Yeah. Okay.
To resolve, yeah.
So that's a good thing about rolling desperate.
Not sway,
But-
sorry, consort. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and do your roll. Do you want a
Um,
devil's bargain? Do you want to push yourself for more die? I mean, a dead body already popped up. Might as well go all out, right?
Yeah.
You want
I'm-
to devil's bargain?
Yeah, literally.
I would like to pitch for item use. As a spider, I have blueprints mentioned at the beginning of the thing. So I would like to use blueprints, which is going to make it easier to do what I'm doing, because I'm directing him to the right place. So
I'm gonna say the knowledge of the blueprints is probably gonna give you a better effect, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna give you extra dice. So so this is
Okay.
gonna be a desperate great effect.
I'll go for that. Is anybody going to help me before I consider a devil's bargain?
spend a stress to
So-
give him a die.
So can we look at all the prep that we've done to make sure that the exit plan is sound? If that needs a new role to give him benefits, I'll make that. But we've got all that planning in place to make sure that he gets out. If you're steering him in that direction, even the marked exit is worth it.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
can I call on Checkers to maybe be ready the other side of the door to be the bagman as he goes through the doorway?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, where did we land with the explosions thing? Because is that the signal so I can like leave this place, or are we doing a flashback?
I don't think we've done our
I'm-
distraction yet. We've still got you as our ace in the hole.
So we may have an arranged signal, something elaborate, something clever, something that's distinct and obvious, and we may have a backup that we always rely on.
Okay.
And the backup is if the authorities turn up, that's the signal.
Yes. If the authorities turn up, give the authorities something to do.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to help the only way I can.
They haven't
By
turned up
making it
yet.
worse.
The only way
They're
I
about
know
to.
how. Because
Okay.
I'm also under the
I was very
influence
loud.
of whatever those people were drinking. So I'll do that. And what do I roll?
Okay. All right. Let's put this in order. First,
Yeah.
Simon, you were rolling to grab Raffaello, grab his painting, and then push him towards an exit.
Yep.
All right. Mike came up with his idea, but what I wanted to say when he comes back is that if he's going to assist you, I need to know what he's doing now to assist you.
Okay.
Right.
I think what he said was that I was assisting him with
Right.
the explosion.
Right. Okay.
I mean, in terms of getting Raffaello to leave the area, a nearby explosion is definitely going to help.
I want to make the explosion its own thing.
Sure.
So
Sure.
for now, let's
cool. Yeah.
let's keep this simple. Simon, give me your role.
Okay. So the devil's bargain I would like to place before you
Yeah.
is that if it goes wrong, the magistrate that I spoke to earlier specifically sees me taking Raffaello out of the building. They can't do anything about it, but they'll know who to try. They'll know who stole the painting. When they put two
Up
and
to
two
you. You're the one who gets to decide whether or not to take it. He gets an extra die.
So with the devil's bargain, does the bad thing always happen, or is there a
It
chance?
always
Oh,
happens,
always
and it
happens.
happens.
Oh. No,
yeah.
I'm going to go straight. I'm going to go for
Okay.
just a straight
All right.
consort.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Because I'll tell you what my plan is ahead of time. Is I'm going to get Raphael out. Once Raffaello out, and as soon as I get him to a safe standing point, I'm going to say, "You look like you're in shock," and I'm going to give him some water. I have a thing on my character sheet. Which
Water
is
or water?
no, this is my vial of slumber essence that spiders
There we
get. But anyway, let's go. Let's do one step at a time. Consort,
Just steal the artist as well as the painting. Why
Desperate.
not?
and you said it was great effect,
Great effect thanks to the blueprints you took.
and no bonus dice.
No bonus.
Yep, no help. Let's see how we go. Oh my god, it couldn't be worse! It couldn't be worse! Oh!
Guys.
Oh, I gotta show people. Oh
Oh
no.
man.
Oh no. That's the worst.
Oh, this is so funny.
Oh.
Something I like to point out is that in my reference sheets that I have here, under desperate, under 1 and 3, it says it's the worst outcome.
Oh.
Okay. Let me think on this.
Should have taken the devil's bargain.
You should have taken the devil's bargain. I'm genuinely wrecking my brain for this because it's the worst possible outcome. What do you guys think? It's the worst thing that could happen right now.
They know what I'm doing, and the guard's about to come up and clobber me.
There's another terrible outcome.
Go on.
What?
The painting could be damaged.
The painting. You try to convince him to grab the painting.
And he tears
then-
his own painting.
Yep. Also, I'm gonna complete this clock and
That Bubba's right here.
the Rosso are starting to. You hear them at the gates. You hear the I forgot the word. You hear them come in. They're starting to storm in the gallery. They're starting to ask questions. And the only people who stand out are you guys. As a bonus point, the magistrate that you were talking about starts pointing at you. There! He was the one!
I take off my bowler hat and I throw it out the door. Kev, you're up.
I see the bowler's hat, and I'm like, that's the signal. All right.
Okay, I want you to roll me a wreck. Just
Yeah.
I want to say this is desperate, and standard effect. This is mostly to see. This is mostly to see whether or not your explosives go off.
What? All right. Cool. So desperate wreck, right?
Yeah, so you get an experience because you're rolling desperate.
Sweet. Playbook advancement, right?
Yeah. Wherever you want actually, but yeah, for now.
Beep-a-doop-a-doo. Wreck. Desperate. Standard. Do I have standard limited effect?
It's standard. It's standard.
Alright, cool. No bonuses, right?
You want to take some stress?
I have my. This is necessary. I'm going to use my second foresight to
Okay.
to show him and the way, how we prepared for this is I showed him one of the iconic buildings that would be the most disastrous to bring down at this point. And would everybody would be so shocked for it to come down because it's part of the this area's history. And
You get an extra die.
go for it.
Awesome. Now,
Get us out of here.
I do have a special ability as Artificer, but I didn't say that I was inventing or crafting this bomb, but I assumed that I had to craft it to do it, right? Because I take +1.
Not
SparkCraft.
not necessarily. That's when you're actually like inventing or creating something.
Okay. Cool. So bonus dice, just 1 then, right?
Yep, one for me.
Yeah. Also, Mike, we got to your thing after we resolve this.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Hey, 5. So it
it
okay.
explodes.
I want to say 2 of the 3 explode. I want to say, okay, it's not as bad as it destroys your only way out. But one of those explosions, I have an idea. One of the blue coat carriages that decided to come in, park right on top of one of them. So you're like, that's the sign. Okay, that one goes off. That one didn't go off. Why is the carriage flying?
That's your signal, guys.
Mike, you wanted to do a flashback. You're
You
muted.
muted it.
So I was scoping the rest of the halls of the gallery out earlier, if you remember. The reason for that is I've had my eye on a specific painting all night.
You're
Because
not getting the painting, but you're getting a painting.
we're going to get something out of this, but I've always got plans within plans, and it's partly something
Wheels
that
within
our
wheels.
spider would have either set up or inspired me to. So I'm going to need to make a roll. Now, do I reveal the plan and then roll, or do I roll and then reveal the plan?
So I just want to be sure before you roll. This is a flashback of you taking the painting before
Yeah.
the event or during the
Yeah.
event, but before now.
So we moved the painting and placed it behind one of the other paintings in the gallery. That's my intention, and I've been watching that painting in one of the other halls to make sure that nobody noticed.
Take the stress.
Nice.
Take the stress and roll.
Rodrigo,
That whilst
I would
Simon
like...
had
Go on.
that while Simon's sorry, I forget your character's name.
Jacob.
Pride.
Jacob.
While Jacob Pride has been careless in getting the painting destroyed, that's actually just part of the cover. Now the painting's destroyed, we've got the original.
Yes.
Nobody's going to pay any attention to the fact that it's been stolen.
Take 2 stress and make that roll.
And because I monumentally screwed this up, I'm going to take some stress and do the help action. And as you say, we're gonna leverage this and make it like it was all meant to be. I will take that stress. I will pay
Take
my
that
dues.
stress.
So, position.
Risky.
Yep.
Actually, no.
Nope.
Let me think. I'm just trying to think. Were you doing this before shit started hitting the fan, or after
Yeah.
it started?
So basically, before the event, before anybody
Risky.
really was in.
Yeah, it's risky.
Okay, risky.
Yeah. So Raffaello thinks he's trashed his own painting,
Effect.
but he's trashed something
Effect.
else.
Standard.
Fair enough. Bonus dice.
Do you want to
Simon's
push
help.
yourself? Yeah, Simon's
Simon
help. You
was
get
helping.
one. You can take
Yeah.
a devil's bargain and make it another die.
So the Aruvians have had interest in this project the whole time, but I'm not sure what their interest is. For some reason, let's assume this is successful for a second. Let's assume this is successful. They'll let it happen, but they're the ones that then know where the painting actually is.
It's a good devil's bargain.
I like that. Do you want to take that?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
get an extra
so I've got
die.
2 dice. So I've got 2 dice and my own ability. Do we want to show everybody as I roll it?
Roll it. Yeah, roll it on.
Yep, there we go. We've transitioned.
Yeah. 5.
Oh
Not
my
bad.
god.
Okay, so you do it. This switcheroo, you actually pull it off. However, there has to be a consequence to this.
I've got one to offer.
Shoot.
Raffaello realizes that the thing he trashed was not that painting, and we have to shut him up.
As going back to the present day, as soon as the kerfuffle between Raffaello and Jacob happens, as Jacob wants to like grab him and pull him, in that kerfuffle, he tears his own painting, and he realizes it's not his painting. And before you can say anything, he starts bellowing, "Thieves! They're here."
I'm going to scream the same.
All right, before we continue, Cass, what are you doing in the chaos?
The body. What is wrong with this person? Have they been stabbed? Have they been shot? What?
Obviously you can't do a full autopsy of this person right now, but they look beaten to hell and possibly stabbed.
And they came out of which room?
They came through the front entrance. They walked through the front gate.
I start shouting as well, and I sidle up to Jacob in all of the chaos, and I go, "What if we were the diversion?" And then I just keep shouting, going like, "Murder, murder!"
All right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say you just happen to do that. No roll required. Fair enough. So like you're just joining in the hysteria of all these people, like fuck. Yeah, like don't know how else to describe it. You got
Yeah,
the
and then
painting. Yeah.
sorry, who
Uh,
has the painting?
yeah. Cal got the painting. Do you
No,
let
no,
everyone else know? No.
no. So the painting is still in the gallery. It's behind one of the other paintings. We just come back later to get it.
You sure? Because I'm just gonna let you know this is a crime scene now. And the spirit wardens are going to fucking show up to take this body away.
I think we need to take this out, Kev.
I want to offer a solution.
What's your solution? Does it involve fire and explosions?
Of course it does. You know me. You know what I'm about. So, since the explosions are going off, and I suppose that that was part of the plan, I want to do a flashback. Is that too stressed?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
okay.
you tell me what you want the flashback to be, and I tell you what the stress cost is, depending how complex it is.
Okay, it's gonna be a little bit complex.
All right.
So,
Shoot
I'm
your shot.
thinking, just blasting one of the walls in the gallery, just so Slate can take the painting and bail.
Is it that gonna be like your like? Was that part of your plan? You're gonna blow up this particular wall, and once that wall blows up, you all go through it.
No. Like, just blow the wall that's next to the painting, and whatever happens, happens. But if they want to take it and run through the hole, that's cool. But
All right.
yeah.
Do you
but
got the switch?
Here's wait. Here's
Okay.
the complex part. The complex part is I wanted that wall to go down at the same time that the other explosions went. So that
Okay.
way, no one notices two blasts.
Right.
So the explosions was to cover for your vital explosion.
Yeah.
You know what we need to hide an explosion? Bigger explosion.
Explosion.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
Too stress.
I think
first
it's
of
in
all.
character.
Too stress. And make your roll. It's risky and it has standard effect. You choose the action you want to use.
All right. I will wreck.
Can I assist this by the fact that I've brought Raffaello to the point where he witnessed the decoy explosions? Because I took him out the front door, right? So he's witnessing the decoy explosions, not the explosion inside. So his account of this is as far away as possible to Cal's, and that's just me doing the help action.
I'm not gonna say, especially because this is a flashback. You have to be doing something in that
in
flashback.
the flashback. That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. Thank you. Yeah.
Help out.
Okay.
So
that would be me then, maybe, because I was part of the scoping out, so I could come in to assist with the planting.
Take one stress if you want to give Vilcek a die.
Checkers, please.
Checkers.
Yeah, it's like me. I prefer Slate.
Yeah.
So,
right. Shoot your shot.
All right, so I'm gonna wreck it. Risky, standard, and then bonus dice 1, right?
1.
I'm just gonna go by your reaction. Oh,
hang on.
Oh. Oops.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Did I blow the painting?
I'm gonna keep things simple. You click the thing, the explosions outside go off. I don't think you planted the fuse correctly in the bomb inside. It's a dud. Just doesn't
Yeah.
blow up.
Dude,
It was one of those.
You
other
know what that
cables.
means? You know what that means, right?
What?
I just run through the window and I just start knocking if I see Slate or Cass or Jacob. There's a bomb, dude. We need to get out of here.
Never return to a lit fuse. I had an alternative. I had a backup plan.
All right, cool.
Yeah. What is
So
it?
on the off chance this was going to be a problem, I this is stupid, but I'm going to go with it. So I repositioned the portrait frames, the picture frames, in this part of the gallery, spaced them out differently, and the one that this painting is stuck to the back of is actually over a window.
Mm-hmm.
So from the outside, all you have to do now is open the window, access the painting,
Pull it through.
and close the window again.
If you
It's the
got
backup plan.
if you
to
got the
exploding a wall.
stress to burn, be my guest.
How much would it be?
Use it or lose it.
This sounds pretty complex, doesn't it? I'm gonna say 3.
So when you've taken 9 stress, what happens?
Wait.
You don't have to. You don't have to. But what happens is that your character can't take the pressure anymore. You take a point of trauma, clear all your stress, but your character's permanently out of the score.
So this will be my 9th point, and that's when I take trauma.
Yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to.
But
take
does he get
do
the effect?
flashback. No. As soon as that 9th bar gets filled, he leaves the score.
So
And this is a
even though
flashback.
he spent the
Yeah.
3, though
Yeah.
he spent the 3 stress, he doesn't get the effect for spending the 3 stress.
No.
Oh, so there's no point in him doing it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, so that's not an option.
blue
Okay,
coats
so we
are pouring into the building. Explosions are going off. A blue coat carriage went flying. Someone probably died or got injured. Maybe, don't know. You're still inside the foyer.
I'm outside
Shit's
with
going
Raffaella.
on.
So
He started calling you a thief.
I'm screaming thief as well.
Shout match.
Is he specifically calling me a thief or saying thieves in general?
He's calling you a thief.
He's calling me a thief.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bugger off then.
Because you started acting all chummy with him, and then you were like, no, we must leave, and then he accidentally tore his painting, and it was a fake, and he didn't notice that until you showed up. He
Okay.
thinks you're a thief.
I'm gonna go up to the nearest blue coat. I'm gonna pull out my fine cover identity, showing that
no.
I'm an undercover blue coat.
Oh, fuck off.
And I'm gonna say, someone spiked the punch. They're seeing all sorts in there.
This is desperate.
You're
My
damn
God,
right
this is
it is.
desperate. For the love of God, this is desperate. I'm gonna say.
Sort this out. I'm gonna report in and walk away nonchalantly as all hell.
I'm gonna say this is desperate. I don't know if I want to make it standard or limited, because I don't know how good your identity is gonna cut it, considering you guys are a tier 0 gang and the blue coats are tier 3.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Desperate limited. You can take 2 stress if you want to increase that limited to standard.
2 stress, yeah, I'll take the 2 stress. I'll take the 2 stress. I need this. I need this.
Go on.
Okay.
Shoot your shot.
I'm trying to get myself out of here and hope that the others at least will be able to save the day, because I'm at the moment I'm too hot. I'm only going to get these guys in further trouble. So
I got a couple of options. Don't worry
did you
about
say
it.
desperate? Yeah.
Desperate, so you get an experience,
Yeah.
and it's if you're spending the 2 stress, it's a standard effect.
desperate, standard, bonus dice for the cover identity. Wish me luck.
Okay, I have a devil's bargain.
Oh, go on.
Regardless of how this goes, you're taking away for questioning.
Oh. Oh. No, if I'm taken away for questioning with a cover identity, although the cover identity could hold, yeah? Even if I get
Yeah,
taken away
but
for
regardless, you're taken away by the Bluecoats.
Yikes.
I mean, part of me thinks that at least I take some Bluecoats out of the equation. The other side says, I'm gonna die! Last time I didn't take the Devil's Bargain, I had a problem. I mean, the effect of this is that I get to walk away. So I'm not going to take it.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm not going to take it because it defeats the object. I can't walk away and be taken in for questioning. I'm not going to take it.
Roll then.
Okay.
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 Ooh.
Okay, so you do it, but there is a consequence. You suffer severe harm, a serious complication occurs. You have reduced effect. What could be a consequence in this scenario?
I'd say that the blue coat believes me because I succeeded at the roll.
Yeah.
Raffaello does not like this, and he attacks me. Raffaello doesn't believe me. The blue coat does. The blue coat thinks that Raffaello's tripping balls, but Raffaello thinks he's absolutely lucid in this, and that the thief is getting away, and he attacks me. He damages me.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna say I don't want to pile on more heat because boy, you guys are gonna take a lot of heat after this. Let me see.
I'm hoping that I've been enough of a failure that Cass and
Okay.
Cass and Cal, have got relatively low attention because it's all been put on bombs and my abject failures.
I'm just gonna say you're gonna take an extra heat because of these.
Sure.
Because of this.
Okay.
You're fooling a blue coat. I think that tends to put you on a list of some sorts.
Yeah.
Okay, but you managed to fool him. He's like, oh yeah, I completely understand. Yada
Yeah,
yada.
I've got to report this
Right.
in. We need to get something to stop these guys from being
Oh,
poisoned.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Secure the perimeter, good man.
Nice.
Pat him on the shoulder,
Yeah.
and the second I turn
Yeah.
the corner, I run. I'm out.
Okay, so your spider has exited stage left.
Spider
So
has left the party.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. Thank you, Mike. By the way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna retcon that instead of taking the heat. I'm gonna start a clock for 4 segments, and it's whether or not your cover it's to track whether or not your cover gets blown.
Sure.
So here
Awesome.
it is. All right, everyone else, you're still in the foyer. You're still in the museum. Shit's going crazy still.
One last try, one last shot, and let's see. If I want to craft something, that would be tinker, right?
I want to say if you're gonna want to craft something, you probably have to do that as a flashback or in your downtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
What are you planning on tinkering with right now? Are you planning on tinkering with something already in the museum or something?
No, not like right now, like as in a flashback. Because
Okay, what are you
I'm working
planning
retroactively. So
Okay.
I wanted to try to make a smoke bomb. Just like
I
the
think
smoke grenade.
I'm gonna say you don't have. I think you can just have that. I think you can just have that. I don't think those are particularly hard to make and or buy. So, no flashback cost. I'm gonna say you brought in some smoke bombs. What are
All
you
right.
doing with them?
But I don't have them with me. Here's what I want
You
to
have
do.
them with. You have them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
look, okay. So the reason why I wanted this to be a flashback was so I pulled Kaz aside during the planning.
Clusterfuck. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the planning. And I go, okay, in case anything fails or everything fails, please use these. And I hand you some smoke grenades or smoke bombs. And if anything fails, that's our way out. And I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be inside. Please use them at your discretion.
Thank you.
So yeah, Cass, this entire time you had some smoke bombs with you. What are you doing?
Yes. So, my plan to get out is flashback. I stole a servant's uniform.
Absolutely. Take one. I'm gonna say take one stress.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's pretty. I don't think that's necessarily that hard to do. I'll. No, I think that's it. I'm not gonna make you roll. I think that's easy enough.
Okay, so just now I would like to duck into the back, get changed quickly, duck further into the back, see if I can see any windows, and just climb out when no one's looking.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Question: has Cass got the painting?
I thought someone else had.
No.
This is like a game of hot potato with fine art.
Do I even know
painting is
where
still
the painting
behind.
is?
The painting
I've
is
gotta
still behind another painting.
And where is this other painting? Is it in the
Hung-
back
hung
where
on the wall.
nobody is?
Okay.
Or is it
It's
in the
hung
front
in the
where
wall.
the chaos is?
In the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hung up on a wall. I still think the safest bet at the minute is to wait for the heat to die down here and come back and get it afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my original plan of climbing out the window.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I want to say you can do that easily. All the attention is at the front. All right. So that leaves just Cal and Checkers still on site. What are you guys doing?
So if we are really concerned about this painting, and I'm picking up now that we actually have got an interest in it, maybe we should take it with us. So if I, as you've just said, all the attentions at the front, the dead body, the chaos and confusion there, and this back hall where I secreted it, probably no attention there. So now's the time to take that painting down, roll it up, and put it in the thing that Checkers made for us, so that we can get it out of here. And then we just walk it out the front door as we leave.
Awesome.
Because if Jackie got us in, maybe Jackie can get us out.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna need a roll for you to grab the painting, roll it up, put it in something, while no one's seeing you in the middle of this shit show. Desperate. Obviously.
Okay, yeah. I think my
Mhm.
signature trait here is it's been survey all night. It is
Survey. If you
um,
use survey, I think you're
understand
gonna
what's
get
going
limited.
on. Understand what's going on, sense trouble before it happens, gather information about opportunities or exploits. Sounds to me like we're in my wheelhouse here.
I'm gonna say if you go with survey, it's gonna be desperate, no effect, because survey. I think I interpret survey more as like gathering information type deal. This sounds more like you acting in the moment, with like its reflexes. It's, I don't know.
Finesse.
So if you can still roll with survey, you're just gonna have no effect.
I mean, what does I think zero no effect is?
Yeah, but you can still spend 2 stress to pump it up to limited.
Ah,
Alright.
okay.
I have that safety bracket because I've got 3 stress left.
I mean, how's your finesse,
So-
Mike?
Yeah, it's not good enough to use.
Hey, if it's 1
So-
dot, it's still good.
It's 0 dots. But the finesse is entirely down to the device that I'm using. Can we rely on somebody else to make it finesse, or to
And
make
you
a good
assist them?
device?
Rodrigo, does
so I have
Kev's device add a dice to the roll? Because
Yep.
you've got the equipment. Okay, well,
Yep.
there's a +1 dice at least.
Okay, so subterfuge supplies. That's my second item of equipment. I will use my stress to increase my survey effect to limited. So I'm now rolling 3 dice on survey, limited effect. Desperate, did you say?
Desperate, so you get an experience.
Can I use Jackie to get a dice because he's assisting on the leave?
You know what? Sure.
Okay. I like these odds. Desperate. Limited. I have 3 additional dice. And I get another 6.
Oh
Nice.
God. Ah.
I feel like I was holding my breath. This was important. Was this roll important? I think this roll was important.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe the thing that we came here to do.
All right. The painting's there. There's enough chaos and confusion going on as to people not to be paying attention to some guy, I guess. All right. And with the help of Checker's device and a little, I guess I'm gonna say Jackie just helped you, right? Like hands-on. You get the painting.
Maybe the device was Jackie's walking stick.
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna allow that. You carefully as you can take the painting out of its frame. You roll it up. You open up the cane, and you slot it in.
Sweet. That's what I had in mind.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You have the painting. How do you leave?
Well, I mean, everybody has to leave eventually. And if I'm understanding it right, Cass left. They went through the window.
Yeah.
Jacob managed to get out and dealt with the painter. So I'm the only guest with Jackie anyway now. So the 2 of us can leave as with all the other guests.
And with that, you walk out into the night. You see
Flames
overhead.
and debris all around.
There's flames, there's debris, but a somber detail that catches your eye is that overhead you can see the Death Seeker crow circling the museum. You pay no mind to that, and you're
Some
gone.
attention, but yes. Yeah.
And you're gone. So that was the art theft score.
All right.
was awesome.
I greet everybody to say masterfully done. Beautiful masters. Wow.
Let's move on to downtime. Okay. So first thing that happens is payoff, right? You sit in your lair probably for a few days waiting for things to calm down. And once things have suitably died down a bit, again, your patron contacts you. Apparently, he couldn't like once you gave him the word that hey, we have the painting, the job's done, he couldn't get in contact with the original client. Like the client just ghosted, right? He still admires a job well done, and he will have the painting sold for you guys. He's not gonna leave you guys hang up to dry. So you guys will receive 4 coin, which you can divide it yourself among yourselves, and any leftovers you can put it in the crew vault, essentially, right? I'll let you guys divide it up amongst yourselves.
I was right. We were the distraction.
You
What?
called it.
We were the distraction for the murder.
Yeah.
No one's
Yeah, I
going to
think
think
so.
of the murder after this. If anything, we've been fingered with the murder. They're going to say that it was the bombs that made that. Who was that person in that bloodied state?
Don't know.
Mm.
They're
All
going
right,
to
so
think
that's
it
4.
was our conflagrations.
To be fair, beautiful job, everybody. I don't even remember what we were there for to begin with.
I forget you're still tripping balls!
Okay.
Beautiful. Beautiful work.
Second
Let's
thing.
do that again.
Now the second thing in downtime, payoffs. Heat.
Hmm.
After a score conflict with an opponent, the crew takes heat. At +1 heat for a high profile or well connected target. +1 heat if the situation happened on hostile turf, which it did because it was Brightstone. +1 heat if you're at war, that didn't happen. At +2 if killing was involved, so that's 4.
Not our
Because
fault.
no, it wasn't your fault, but a dead body brings attention no matter what.
Also, the people inside the carriage. If
Yeah.
we're not gonna count bloody murder, it's also the accidental.
I'm also going
You
to
turned the
count
carriage
some
into an aircraft, so yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
I'm gonna add 2 additional heat because of of Jacob's shenanigans and Checkers blowing a blue coat's carriage sky high. So that's a total of 6 heat while devastating exposure.
What you call heat, I call technological advancements.
3,
So.
Advertising,
4,
surely.
5, 6. Okay.
You're the worst crew I've ever heard of, but you have heard of us.
Pretty much.
Everyone's heard of us now.
Now I need to make a quick roll.
Any publicity is good publicity. So.
Yeah, but they also say no news is good news.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then lastly, and this is gonna be the last thing we do today, we head to downtime. Now, this is a bit that I didn't explain when we did Session 0, but it's because I wanted to do this now. This is in the time between after a score. We're gonna go over what your characters do in their spare time. What did you do to unwind, that sort of thing. Everyone gets 2 downtime actions. You can get more if you're willing to spend money for it. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot was, even though you gain a lot of heat, I think you guys are gonna gain a lot of reputation as well. Because yes, people are now talking about you. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Metal.
So you guys can get everyone is going to get 2 downtime actions. You can spend money or reputation to get an additional one, but normally 2 is what you get. So let's go in order. I'm gonna start with Cass. The downtime the downtime actions you can use as listed here. You can acquire an asset, start working on a long-term project. If you have any sort of physical harm, you can start working on recovering from that. You can train to mark XP on a attribute, or you can indulge your vice if you think you have too much stress. So yeah, first downtime action. What do you want to do?
I would like to train. I would like to train in how to be stealthier and how to sneak about a bit better. Because I noticed that we were attracting a lot of attention, and I don't really feel like doing that again.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Go ahead, and I think you're going to be training your prowess. Just tell us what Cass is doing to become more stealthy.
I suppose I'm gonna go to Slate and like ask whether he will show me how on earth he gets up to the rooftop, because I have no idea how that happens. I just look away and he's up there. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Normally you mark 1 XP, but because you guys are shadows, you actually get to mark 2 XP on that. So go ahead and do that. All right. We'll get back to you later. Slate.
Yeah. So
What's your first downtime action?
I mean, with the massive stress that I've taken, I'm going to be indulging my vice.
That sounds like a good idea. What you're going to be doing is that you're going to be rolling your lowest attribute. Give me a moment. I'll tell you right away what that is. Actually, you can, something you can do is there's a button in Roll20 that is
It's
just
called
indulge
indulge
vice.
vice. Yeah.
So just do that.
No
And
bonus
you-
dice.
Nope.
5.
So you clear 5 stress. Tell me,
Okay.
what does Slate do that helps that unwinds him so much?
So the first meeting that I attend after this job is with the Truth Above. It's a suspicious group of hooded figures on the rooftops of Duskwall. Some reclining on the tiles of the roofs. I myself tend to stand guard to watch the exits to make sure that if we have to make a swift getaway, we have a clear path. So my eyes are mostly cast down, watching what's happening below us, sometimes distracted by what's going on above, the lack of what's going on above, the darkness in the sky above us. So generally, I'm on the fringes of the group. I don't quite make myself known, but the companionship, the silence, and the fact that they give me access to the roofs is where I get my solace. So it's time alone, but time alone around others. It's a time of comfort, but it's a time where I'm on guard. And yet both of these contrasts are things that feed back into my inner peace. So it's that kind of relationship that I have with this group, that I'm not entirely theirs. There's a distance before I can connect. It's something I'm trying to work on, but they recognize me as a useful asset, something that helps them feel more secure in what they're doing. So that's where I am with that. And it's that kind of access that gives me the ability to share with Cass their interest in getting to the roofs.
I have a very important question about the Truth Above all. Do they at least give you free food and drink?
It's bread and water. It's nothing fancy.
Okay.
Contemplative, not. It's not.
Want to
it's not a big,
focus on the vastness above instead of your earthly. Yeah, I understand. Okay. With that said, Checkers, what are you doing for your first downtime action? You're muted. You're still muted.
Oh shoot. Okay.
There you are.
Cool. So, what I'm gonna do is indulge in my vice, which is still crafting that
Robo Dog
kind of thing. So I suppose that like I have to invest money in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And indulge vice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and indulge vice. I don't know where.
So on their character sheet, give me a moment. I'm looking for your. Okay, on your character sheet, there should be a button that says indulge vice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean to like pay for the fights. I don't know where.
I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
that it's not it's negligible at cost.
Mhm.
Like I don't think it costs like even a 1 coin.
All right.
Just you can just go ahead and do it. I'm always going to assume that you guys have
Ooh. 1.
1. So you only clear 1 stress.
Wait. It said bonus dice, and I checked.
Yeah,
none.
yeah, none. You don't roll bonus dice for indulging your vice.
Oh, so
So you only clear 1 stress.
okay, cool, awesome. And taking that into account, I suppose instead of a dog, I made, I don't know, a teapot. So I will bring everybody tea.
Next.
I'm
I'm not
very
drinking that.
angry, very angrily, but still, it's your pride, it's your tea, and
Take
it's
your
like
fucking tea.
I don't know, it's like 9 p.m. or something, and it's a weird time. Just
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
and
not drinking tea that comes out of a teapot that looks like a dog's skull.
Oh no, it's a dog's butt. So
You're not
So-
selling it to
That's
me.
better.
it's yeah, Mr. Fantahue.
A mutt's butt.
Here's a butt tea. Miss Alkai, here's your tea. Everybody have a good night.
Are you okay?
I could be better. I really could.
I think the answer is no.
Yeah. I don't think this contraption is shipping up as I thought. I don't know.
Okay.
I drink the tea
Jacob.
without even looking at it, and I go, "This coffee's nutty," and put it back down.
I might have forgotten to clean up the pot before I made the tea. It wasn't supposed to be a teapot.
Jacob, what are you doing for your first downtime action?
So my first downtime action, this guy is a guy who can never leave anything alone. He needs to indulge in his vice. At the moment he's blaming it on not thinking of all the variables, overthinking all the variables, thinking too much about the nobility and coming off target. He's beaten himself up. So he's going to go down to Silk Shore, and he's going to lose himself in an opium den. Just bye-bye.
Okay. Roll for your to indulge your vice.
Indulge a vice. Stupor. No bonus dice?
No bonus dice.
I got it.
So you only clear. Oh, but you only have 3 stress. So you're back down to almost normal. The opium just hits just right, just enough to make you somehow forget about the nobility,
It
about
allows
your
him to sleep.
grudges.
Muffled song. Slow ride. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets to
Cass,
sleep.
what's your second? Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your second downtime action, if you have one?
Sorry, could you just remind me of the options again?
You can acquire an asset. You can start working on a long-term project. You can, if you have experienced any physical harm, you can start recovering. You can reduce heat on the crew. You can train, which you already did. I don't think you can do repeats. Or you can indulge your vice.
Back to me.
Sorry?
Could you come back to me?
Sure. All right. So, Slate, what's your second downtime action?
I'm going to ask, are you able to do the same action twice?
I'm actually gonna check that right now.
See if you or Third Floor Wars gets the answer first.
From the sheet I have, it doesn't say. For now, I'm gonna rule out no, but
Okay.
we're gonna review that rule right now. So.
Sure, no, that's cool. I'm happy to to step away from that. So with that being the case, I think third floor wall says yes, you're allowed to, but I won't.
Okay.
I won't push for that.
You know what? No, yeah, go ahead. If someone
Then
knows
then
better
I
than I
will
do.
indulge
okay,
vice
yeah.
again. So at the end of the first meeting, I catch one of the elders and ask for a little time to discuss something. It's not a secretive call. We know who each other are, and so I talk to him afterwards, and he suggests that
Yeah.
maybe we can meet later. So I chat with him about my exposure recently to some famous artwork, and I bring to his attention that this artwork maybe captures the sky. Now, I had only been thinking about the night sky and looking for artwork that had starscapes in it. But of course, the darkness above us isn't just referencing to the night, it is a dark day as well. So I've been looking to paintings of the past that show the day sky lit fully by the sun, clouds, which were beautiful, clouds which had ways of presenting themselves which I would never imagine today. So we discussed this in depth and what truth there is in these artworks that we could maybe bring to the attention of the others.
Okay. So you say you're going to indulge your vice, but you're actually asking the cult help with this painting. Is that correct?
No, just it's yeah, I suppose. But I'm bringing the intention to them that there's artwork out there we should maybe consider including in our studies if we're looking for this truth.
Okay. There's some murmuring among the robe members, and the consensus is, yeah, if you can bring them one of those paintings, they will gladly, accept it as tithe or as a object of study.
I will see what I can arrange.
Okay. Are you still going to roll to indulge your vice?
Sorry, yes, and no bonus die.
Okay.
I only have
So
3 left, yeah.
So this is a fun thing. If you clear more stress than you have when you're indulging a vice, you overindulge. So, Mike, I'm actually going to be I'm going to be here nice to you, and I'm going to let you choose what happens. You can attract trouble. You can brag, and you take to heat. You're lost. Play a different character until this one returns from their bender. Or you're tapped. Your current purveyor cuts you off, find a new source for your vice.
I think it plays well into bragging because we've just pulled off this great art heist. You might have heard something about it. If you want one of those paintings, I think me and my friends will be able to pull that together for you.
You're perfect. 1 away from getting a wanted level, by the way. So, yeah, and they look at you weirdly, like, okay, and as it is in these types of groups that are very close knit, people talk, and they talk, and then and probably they start talking about things that you shouldn't be talking with certain people, and that just spreads, and your crew is now a little bit more notorious for it. It was like a little domino effect. Checkers, second downtime action.
All right. So I keep buying parts and stuff to engineer, and I suppose I hear in the market the talk, about these this art heist that happened and whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how I can help with the heat.
Okay. So yeah, tell me how you reduce heat and then roll an action.
All right.
Are you wrecking blue coat police stations to clear your heat?
I'm going to set small fires, different documents that I can I'll be passing by when no one's looking. I just throw a Molotov and whoops.
Just casually
There you
throw
go.
a Molotov.
there you go.
Okay,
The
yeah,
records. Actually, since I'm not the stealthy type.
you're not. I can tell.
Since I'm not the stealthy type, I would like to like. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to Eckert Corpse Thief.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, Eckert,
How is he like?
he's. Have you ever played the first Red Dead Redemption?
Yes. Okay, I know. Okay, I know. I know
Okay,
exactly who you're talking
exactly.
about.
Yeah. So I go, Eckert, man, I got myself into a pickle,
Yeah.
a real pickle.
He looks like he's not paying attention to you because like the only place you meet him are in graveyards, and he's just
Right. No,
like
he's-
digging out a
yeah.
grave. He's just
Yeah.
constantly digging out a grave. He doesn't even turn towards you,
Yeah.
but he only says, as, "Oh, you got yourself in a pickle now."
Yeah.
What sort of
I-
pickle?
Yeah, I like Eckert. He's a good listener, and he while he does that, I'm like, oh, Eckert, if they catch me, they will get on to you and things. I really don't want you to get all caught up in things. And my masters, well, they're in this pickle too, and I provide for you as well. It's a whole business, and you're kind of like my family. Can you help me out, take care of this problem? I'll give
Help
you
you
the
out
heat.
how? Help you out how?
I'll just give you some Molotovs, and you can just whoop when you're dropping corpses at the or picking up corpses.
And what's in it for me?
Not being in jail.
He pulls out his hand, spits on it, hands it out to you. Deal.
Ah, Deal.
Right. Shakes on it.
right.
Yeah, you sent Eckert to fucking torch some blue coat offices. Okay, you know what? Normally, for heat rolls, you have to roll for it. You choose an action and you roll for it because it's assumed you're doing it, right? I'm actually gonna roll for Eckert and see
Alright.
how well he does.
Double one. He tortures himself.
All right.
Eckert.
Okay, so he rolled a 5, which means his reign of terror, his torching of of blue coat offices actually
These mysterious fires just
1, 2
spontaneous
actually
human
clears
combustion.
you 2 heat.
Yes.
But it's less like it's taking heat away from you guys because he's taking it on himself. Because now people are
No,
talking about
Eckert.
some weird decrepit dude running around just throwing Molotovs at blue coat offices. Right? So yeah, you clear heat on yourself because now he has heat on him.
Nice, but the documents are gone. Investigation, they got
Who
nothing.
cares
to
about the
go over.
documents?
I don't care. I just
You
want to
can't-
know if
Look, I get what you're trying to do, but you can't throw a Molotov at a building and then have it like wanted style just land on the documents. Like
just
like
as they're being written. Like, oh no, fire it! I gotta finish this
So you
before I
want to
can.
you want to torch the document and the writer of said
Yeah.
document at the same time. Go the whole hog. Do
Yeah,
you smell bacon?
yeah.
Jacob, what's your last downtime action?
Okay, I was gonna train, but I figure I have put so much heat into this, I have to be honourable and take some heat off.
Okay,
So-
how are you doing that?
Ah, right. Okay. One of two ways. Either I am going to I'm going to go into my background, and I'm going to consort with the servants of noble houses, influential houses, not in the houses themselves. I know the pubs they drink at. I know the circles they talk in, and kind of go, oh, you heard it was them. No, I heard it was, and I'm going to do a misinformation campaign.
Okay.
Because it says here, consult with connections from your heritage or background, and the background
That
is
sounds good.
And when servants start gossiping to that level, it gets their masters eventually, which means I'm feeding the misinformation into the government, but through a very underhanded.
You're
source.
doing the domino effect.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like toppling a small domino that eventually will reach. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
sure. Roll consort. Just like if that's what you're doing.
Yep.
Don't worry about if position, effect, or bonus die. Just roll a straight consort.
Sure. Okay. So that, and make sure that people can see it. And roll.
A 6. Nice. So yeah, your misinformation campaign works, and like I want to say that in the entire time that you guys decide to lay low, it's not like you just started some rumors and eventually, but in the time that those rumors started brewing and self-replicating, for lack of a better word, to the point that even the higher ups up at the blue coats, they're like, actually I heard about this from like I'm not so sure. You inadvertently put threw a wrench into the plans, into the operations of the in the inspectors or the actual detectives.
Yeah.
So yeah, you clear from that. You clear 3 heat.
And the reason why this succeeded, by the way, is that I don't know if you guys watched Queen's Gambit. I watched it. I loved it. When Jacob, whose nickname, by the way, is Hayes, when he goes into his opium-induced stupor, his brain finally goes free range. And when he wakes up, he comes out of the opium den. He's pale. He's got red eyes. He spits out this horrible purple spit. Not purple spit. What the hell? Brown spit that you get from smoking opium. But his head has never been clearer. He's hit the reset button, and that's how he's able to undo all the things that he's done wrong.
All right. And lastly, but certainly not least, Cass, what's your last downtime action? Sorry?
Still have heat on our crew.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. Sorry.
Do we still have heat on our crew?
Do we have still have heat on our crew?
Yeah, 3. You can clear it down to 0 if you want.
Yeah, I would like to go to all the poshest casinos. I'm aware it may cost me. It may not. I may make this money. And instead of spreading disinformation, I want to just tell the wildest stories and try to upstage what just happened.
I imagine you're rolling sway. Go for it.
Sorry, I'm not sure how this works. What's the position on this?
Don't worry about it. Just put anything. The position effect, it does not affect this now. 4. Yeah, it's good enough. Obviously, in this sort of gossip, some stories are gonna resonate louder with others, right? It's not something you really can control, but it still manages, at least in the casinos you frequent, it gets the talk away from your crew and down to some whatever. Yeah. Wow,
There was a
you guys.
lion there. I can't believe it, but that's what they say.
A lion? I thought you meant a horse.
Did I say a horse? No, a lion.
You
It
guys
just
have.
starts braiding its mane like.
I love it. I love your character. You guys managed to bring the heat from your crew from 8 down to 1. So.
Well,
Okay. So lastly, before the last thing before we leave it up for tonight, while you guys are laying low and while you guys were doing your own things, indulging your vice, talking with people, starting a gossip, newspapers obviously uh, started to, you know, the day after they're already covering the story. Uh, front page news, obviously, and the ones that catches your eye is um, miscreants wanted for the murder of Selin Penderin, and in the and in the and you, highest suspect, inspectors believe that the most likely suspects are a group of anarchists going by the Dark Coal solution. And there is some rough sketches of you guys on the front page. I want to say this was before your disinformation campaign, right? But yeah, it appears you guys have been framed for murder.
And we framed the front page.
And that's where we're gonna be leaving it for tonight. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Simon, Mike, Kevin, and Kat for joining us today. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun.
Thank you to you, Rodrigo. You nailed it. I mean, this is your first kind of start of your campaign. I know there's a lot of nerves and stuff, but give Rodrigo some love in chat, guys. This was sweet. And I don't know if you've been following Chatmate, but Third Floor Wars actually streams Blades in the Dark.
Oh, nice.
Themselves.
Oh shit! Someone who actually knows what they're doing is watching.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and has interviewed John Harper on their podcast, and they think you did amazing. So
Yeah,
just
they've
Wow.
give you great props, dude.
Beautiful.
Kat,
you.
I just hope you had. I'm sorry I didn't get too much spotlight to your character, and I know this was the first time you were playing Blades. I just hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna try best.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. No
Okay.
worries at all.
All right, so yeah, again, like always, if you want to see more fucking nonsense happening on a more daily basis, you can just always join the Discord. I can assure you there's always some sort of like something going on in there. And yeah, tune in on Fridays because Friday we're continuing with D&D, right? Benefactor.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anyone we can raid? Right now?
Yeah, we were looking at a few different. We've got Wing Troker, who's a friend of the stream. We have, let's see, who else have we got here? We have got Kate Madison is doing Red Dead Redemption. We've got Wing Troker, as I say. There's Jenny, Classy Librarian, who's just chatting at the moment. I would say probably not Jen this time. It's normally best if she's.
I'll leave
doing
it up
game.
to. Actually, let me check if Gianni's streaming again.
Gianni is doing Rage at the moment. If you wanted to go to get.
Oh
Gianni.
yeah, let's raid Gianni.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, we will do that. So everybody get ready to raid. Spam those emotes if you've got them. And I'll leave it to Rodrigo to close us out.
Yeah, thanks again for joining us, everyone, and good night. I hope your nights are not as chaotic as this one was.
Whoa, for sure.
Night, everyone. Tell me when we're off.
And raiding.
Yeah, looks like we're done.
And we are done.
Okay.
Awesome,
Okay,
absolutely cracking game.
I'm